let's get more on our breaking updates in the Nancy Guthrie disappearance now. We want to walk you through what's happened so far. On January 31, Nancy joined her family for dinner, arriving back home just before 10 p.m. This is the last time she's been seen alive. The next morning, just before midday, her family first realises she's missing when she doesn't arrive for church. On February 3, US media first reports the existence of an unverified ransom note. These are passed on to the FBI. The following day, Savannah Guthrie leads a family video on social media sharing an emotional plea for their mother's abductors. A few days later, they release another video telling the abductors, "We will pay." It's reported the ransom is around 8.4 million Australian dollars. That brings us to this morning. Just hours ago, have a look at this. The FBI released these pictures of the suspect, and we believe the person is armed with at least one video showing a holstered gun. For more, former LAPD Lieutenant Jeff Weniger joins us live. Good to talk again. How key are these images both for the FBI and the family?
Well, it's very important. This is a huge break in the case because as an investigator, you can glean all kinds of information. You have technology that you're going to be able to use, and most importantly, have biometrics done of the face. You may be able to recreate the face and perhaps identify who this person is. You'll also be able to identify the make and model of the tennis shoes, the firearm that he has, perhaps the sweatshirt or even the backpack. So there's all kinds of things that you're going to be able to do from an investigative standpoint to get information about who this person is. It's easy to determine their height and their weight, and we're also going to be able to glean some information just by watching the video and their gait. So there's loads of information that can be obtained from these. Listen, this is not the first time that the FBI has seen these at the point that they were released to the public. They already have teams that are working all kinds of different angles in regards to this new evidence.
Yeah, that was the concern because it's been 10 days, hasn't it? Jeff, looking at that vision, how professional is this person?
Well, listen, when I look at that, I notice the individual that's fairly nonchalant. But if you were pre-planning something, you would hope to know that there was a Nest camera, and you wouldn't be going to retrieve some flowers to try to cover it up. So that tends to suggest to me that they're not as sophisticated as people may be led to believe they are. However, we do have a backpack that appears to be full of things that may be used in the commission of the crime. Now, do we know for a fact that the crime initially was meant to be a kidnap for ransom? No, we don't. But the reality is that whatever crime this individual was there to commit, he appeared to be prepared.
Just on that unverified ransom, we know now that that deadline has passed. How does that impact the investigation?
Well, I think there's a couple things relative to the ransom that need to be addressed. The fact that they went through the media rather than the family directly, that's rather unusual. But most significantly, as you mentioned, there was no proof of life. No proof of life, then you're not likely going to get the goal, which is to obtain the money. So that tends to indicate and suggest that that may have been a hoax, and the person that's sending those in actually are just trying to compromise the situation and take advantage of a family that is struggling to navigate their way through the stressful situation in hopes that they will pay without proof of life. But it appears that with this new evidence, the FBI and all the investigators are going to be able to make some significant strides in identifying who this person is, taking them into custody, but most importantly, bringing Miss Guthrie home safely.
Yeah, someone out there knows who this is. Come forward. Jeff, thanks for your time.